The night sky is changing slowly, but unmistakably, and it's not random. A swarm of comets is closing in, sweeping through the inner solar system like a tide of ancient ice. At the heart of this cosmic wave, one object refuses to behave. 3. I-Atlas, the interstellar visitor that keeps expanding beyond control. But here's the part that no one expected: its outburst is accelerating, growing faster than the models predicted. Something out there is breaking pattern, and it's happening right now. For months, astronomers have watched faint green streaks multiply against the darkness, each one tracing a separate path, yet all converging toward the same destination. The sun? It's as if the heavens themselves are gathering for an event written long before our time. Join us as we trace the paths of those comets to uncover what's drawing them together. And the secret 3, I-Atlas, is hiding behind its mysterious glow. Now let's step back and look at the bigger picture. This isn't just about 1 or 2 comets passing by. In fact, astronomers are tracking 7 different objects, all active in the inner solar system during the same season. The lineup begins with C2022 N2 PanSTARRS, already past its closest approach back in July. It stretches all the way to 240p neat, which will make its perihelion in December. In between, we have Comet C2025 R2 SWAN, Comet 414b Stereo, and Comet C2025 K1 Atlas. The Interstellar Visitor 3 I-Atlas, and the promising naked eye comet C2025 A6 Lemmon. Imagine them as a caravan, each one on a slightly different road, but all rushing toward the inner sun. This is why scientists call it a swarm of comets, a rare and dynamic convergence we don't often get to witness. Every story has a beginning, and for this cosmic swarm, the first player was C2022 N2 PanSTARRS. It already passed its perihelion back on July 31st. 2025, coming as close as 3.8 astronomical units from the Sun. That's still beyond Jupiter's orbit, but close enough to count as part of the inner system. Though not a bright spectacle for the naked eye, PanSTARRS set the stage. Its arrival was the first whisper that a cascade of comets was about to follow. Think of it as the first drumbeat in a march that would only grow louder with each passing object. If PanSTARRS was the quiet drumbeat, C2025 R2 SWAN was the first loud cymbal crash. Discovered on September 11th, it reached its perihelion just 1 day later. On September 12th, what makes SWAN remarkable is its spectacular tail, stretching nearly 2.5 degrees across the sky. That's about 5 times the width of the full moon, a sight that, under dark skies, could leave observers speechless. And it's not done yet. Around October 19th to 21st, SWAN will make its closest approach to Earth just about 0.25 AU, or 37 million kilometers. For cosmic scales, that's almost brushing shoulders with us. Scientists are especially interested because this timing coincides with 3 I-Atlas in superior conjunction, 2 very different cosmic players lining up at once. Could make for fascinating solar interactions. While SWAN steals the spotlight with its dramatic tail, 2 other comets quietly make their moves. 414p Stereo and C2025 K1 Atlas. On September 27th, 4:14 stereo swung past the sun at just 0.5, 2 AU. Its path dipped below the ecliptic plane, almost like a diver cutting cleanly through the water. Less than 2 weeks later, on October 8th, C 2025 K1 Atlas took its turn, brushing past at only 0.33 AU, while within Mercury's orbit but still below the plane. Neither of these comets may reach naked eye brilliance, but their precise trajectories add to the choreography of this celestial dance, reminding us that even the quiet players shape the rhythm of the swarm. Among all the comets in this swarm, one stands apart: 3, I Atlas. It may not even be a comet at all. Astronomers classify it as an interstellar object, a visitor from beyond our solar system. Its perihelion will come on October 29th, just inside the orbit of Mars. That alone makes it noteworthy. But what truly captures attention is its sheer size and activity. Weeks ago, telescopes measured its CO2 coma at nearly 700,000 kilometers across. That's half the diameter of the Sun. As it draws closer, scientists expect this bubble of gas and plasma to expand even further, perhaps rivaling the Sun itself in size. And yet, we don't even know how big the nucleus is. Some estimates say 40 kilometers across. Others suggest less than 5. Its true nature remains a mystery. And mysteries are what keep astronomers and all of us watching. If 3I Atlas is the heavyweight mystery, then C 2025 A6 Lemmon is the showstopper, the comet most likely to dazzle ordinary skywatchers. Its perihelion comes on November 8th, at a distance of about 0.53 AU from the Sun. Thanks to its orbit, it will be in a very favorable position for observers on Earth. Forecasts suggest it could shine as bright as magnitude 3 or even 2.5, bright enough to see with the naked eye under dark skies. In other words, a comet you won't need telescopes to enjoy. For the best view, step outside after sunset, look toward the darker parts of the sky, and bring binoculars if you have them. But even without equipment, Lemmon could deliver one of those rare once-in-a-decade spectacles. Predicting a comet's brightness is never an exact science. That's where light curves come in graphs that show how bright an object is expected to appear over time. Right now, C 2025 R2 SWAN hovers around, magnitude 6 to 7 just beyond what the naked eye can see. Though binoculars bring it into view, by contrast, C 2025 A6 Lemmon is climbing steadily. Projections suggest it could reach magnitude 3, maybe even 2.5, when it hits perihelion in November, bright enough to be spotted without any equipment at all. Of course, comets often surprise us. Sometimes they flare brighter than expected. Sometimes they fade. That unpredictability is part of what makes watching them so thrilling. Predicting a comet's brightness is never an exact science. That's where light curves come in graphs that show how bright an object is expected to appear over time. Right now, C 2025 R2 SWAN hovers around magnitude 6 to 7, just beyond what the naked eye can see, though binoculars bring it into view. By contrast, C 2025 A6 Lemmon is climbing steadily. Projections suggest it could reach magnitude 3, maybe even 2.5. when it hits perihelion in November bright enough to be spotted without any equipment at all. Of course, comets often surprise us. Sometimes they flare brighter than expected. Sometimes they fade. That unpredictability is part of what makes watching them so thrilling. One of the most dramatic events a comet can experience is a tail disconnection. This happens when a coronal mass ejection, or CME, sweeps past and literally rips the comet's glowing tail away. We've seen this before. In 2007, Comet Encke had its tail sliced off by a powerful solar storm, leaving astronomers stunned as the comet quickly grew a new one. Now, with 7 comets flying close during solar maximum, the chances of witnessing another tail disconnection in the coming months are very real. It could be one of the most spectacular sky events of 2025. Finally, every cosmic story needs an ending. For this swarm of comets, that role belongs to 240P, NEAT. On December 19th, it will reach perihelion at about 2.1 AU, from the Sun farther out than most of the others. But still within Jupiter's orbit, NEAT isn't expected to be especially bright. But symbolically, it marks the final note in 2025's Comet Symphony. After months of dazzling appearances, the curtain closes here. By the time NEAT fades into the outer dark, skywatchers will remember 2025 as the year the heavens sent not just one comet, but an entire swarm. The story of 3, I-Atlas, doesn't end in 2025. In fact, the real twist may come in 2026, when Earth's orbit crosses the dust trail left behind by 3 I-Atlas. If the debris is dense enough, this could trigger an unusual meteor, storm a sky event unlike anything seen in modern times. Scientists can't say for sure yet whether it will be a gentle shimmer or a roaring storm of fire streaks. But one thing is certain, the timeline of this comet swarm stretches into 2026, and Earth is right in the middle of it. Across history, comets have never been just ice and dust. To the ancient world, they were whispers from the cosmos shadows across the sky that seemed to bend the course of empires. Wars began. Dynasties collapsed, and plagues spread, always under the silent watch of a passing comet. Even now, stripped of superstition, they still feel like messages, signs that history itself is alive. Restless, unwilling to sleep, when the sky flares, humanity pauses, wondering what shift is about to unfold. Imagine a reel of cosmic prophecy, Halley as the herald of kings and conquerors, Lovejoy diving into the sun and returning as if reborn, Swan unfurling a banner 5 moons wide, Lemmon preparing to etch its name across November skies, and now 3, I-Atlas, an interstellar riddle cloaked in plasma and dust. Maybe comets are not omens of disaster, but reminders of motion, that nothing in the cosmos, not even our own story, is ever truly still. Here's a quick checklist if you plan to catch these comets yourself. First, choose a dark location, far from city lights. Comets reveal their beauty best under rural skies. Second, you don't need fancy gear. Start with the naked eye. Then bring binoculars if you have them. And if you want to photograph the moment, set your camera to ISO 1600 to 3200. Use a wide-angle lens and exposed for 10 to 15 seconds. Now, let's recap the boundaries of what we know and what we don't. Facts. We know the dates of perihelion, their current brightness, and even the length of their tails. Forecast models predict how bright they might get, and whether their tails could ripple under solar wind? Speculation. Some astronomers even wonder if comets can trigger solar activity, a theory still open to debate. And so, we end not with a prophecy, but with a reminder: the universe is wider than we imagine. And each time we look up, we see only a fraction of its story. If you'd like to walk this unfolding timeline with us, subscribe and comment the word timeline below. That way, when the sky shifts again, you'll be here to witness it.